Pericarditis, trauma and its origins. Many of you will know that this is quite literally very close to my heart, if you pardon the pun. It was instrumental in my healing journey because I had relapsing pericarditis, which went on for years. The cardiologist that I saw said, look, it was the most repetitive and largest swelling that he'd ever seen in his career. I had about 1 inch of swelling around the heart. So the pericarditis, peri, around, card, heart, itis, inflammation. So there's a sheath around the heart and it protects that. So pericarditis, it's an inflammation of that sheath that surrounds the heart. It can be mild local irritation. There has been some suggestion that it might be associated, that it may be viral, but the jury's out on that really. There's some suggestion that it might be associated with the Epstein-Barr virus, which is something that usually sits in the system from issues in earlier life. And that's a possibility. But, you know, I had about 14 episodes in a year before I ended up collapsing in a heap on the floor and carted off to coronary care unit, and I got something called cardiac tamponade, so the heart stopped beating because it beat very, very fast until it no longer functioned. And it causes an awful lot of pain. Now, the steroids saved my life and other interventions and took the swelling down, but the problem I had was that every time I came off the swelling, every time I came off the steroids, the swelling came back. And so I had to look, physician heal thyself, why is my body inflaming itself? Now, that's something I'd already been looking at, a clinician for probably 10 years or so. Why is the pericardium feeling like it needs to inflame? Because clearly, if it was just inflamed and it needs to settle down, the steroids would have helped it to do that. Steroids, very, very useful drugs, but they often push things down. And if the reason that the tissue is becoming inflamed hasn't been resolved, then of course when you take the suppressant down, it's going to surface again. It's like whack-a-mole, you know, you whack it down and it just pops up somewhere else. And that might pop up in the same place, or it might pop up as, well, okay, well, you're not listening over here, so I'll go and give you Crohn's disease or irritable bowel or something or other. So it was looking at a long, long journey of exploration. So it was where I began to look at the work of a wonderful man and I consider a friend of Steve Porges and his polyvagal theory, and looking how the autonomic nervous system and dysregulation within that nervous system might go on to affect the psychoneuroimmunoendocrine system and cause chronic inflammatory states. I went through years, probably about 9 years of good psychodynamic and psychoanalytic psychotherapy, looking at early years, lots and lots of different somatic training, including most recently Peter Levine's somatic experiencing, and all of the different approaches that I've taken have helped me to deepen my understanding of the psychological and neurological relationship, trauma in the past, of which there's early surgery, lots of it, anesthetic trauma, relational trauma, all of those things have needed to be worked on in order to bring the system back into balance. Yeah? And it's working with those psychological traumas, which has then brought the nervous system back into a state of feeling safe, which has then turned off the need for the troops, otherwise known as the immunological system and the hormone system. That defense mechanism has not needed to be present. It took me about 8 years of figuring it out the hard way, long before most of the somatic tools were really available as they are today. And so I'm grateful for that in a way, because it led me to exploration of a very, very big field. And that's led to a broad understanding and very deep and wide understanding of resolution of chronic pericarditis and other inflammatory conditions, which is way beyond just understanding the nervous system which is very popular at the moment. So if you have and do struggle with chronic pericarditis, I feel you. It's disabling, it's more than pain. I went through years where, I'm not exaggerating to say, it would take me 5 to 7 minutes just to walk up the staircase, and then I would have to lie down propped up for probably 15 to 20 minutes before the pain subsided down to some kind of tolerable level. Couldn't work for a couple of months at all. It's a very disabling, agonizing condition and very, very scary. Some people have one episode and go away, but there are many people that live with it as a chronic condition. And if you're out there and you're wondering if I can help you, or if somebody can help you not have to suffer with this, then please reach out to me. And it would be my absolute honor to try to help you and see whether you can resolve this condition once and for all.
Hi, I'm Roger. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.